I bring the chaos.
Hey there guys, this is Richard, your host with another marvelous video. Welcome back, marvelous viewers, to another video of marvelous videos. Today, we delve into the beloved DC animated series Young Justice, which boasts an array of dangerous villains that rival the show's heroic protagonists. From the insidious plotting of the Light, a secret organization pulling the strings from the shadows, to iconic antagonists like Vandal Savage, Lex Luther, and the enigmatic Darkseid, these malevolent forces pose a constant threat to the young superheroes. And Monsieur Malin, or the chaotic chaos of the Joker and the Injustice League, the world of Young Justice is a battleground where emerging heroes clash with cunning and powerful villains, creating a dynamic and enthralling narrative filled with twists and turns. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Deathstroke. Slade Wilson, popularly known as Deathstroke, is a formidable member of the Light, known for his ruthless capability. Originally an enforcer for the group, he rose through the ranks to become the leader of the League of Shadows, displaying both ambition and sadistic tendencies. His mask of emotionless occasionally slips when he's genuinely challenged, revealing his impatience. Deathstroke's story in Young Justice is marked by his involvement in various missions for the Light. He and Sportsmaster were tasked with capturing Blue Beetle to obtain his scarab, but their mission turned deadly. He also played a crucial role in kidnapping Miss Martian to restore Calduram's mind. Throughout these missions, Deathstroke displayed his combat skills, taking down opponents with ease. His ultimate goal was to secure a place at the Light's table, showcasing his ambition. However, Deathstroke faced setbacks, including being outwitted by Aqualad and replaced by Miss Martian. He later rescued Tara Markov, whom he manipulated and trained to serve his interests. Deathstroke's powers and abilities include exceptional agility, hand-to-hand combat skills, sharpshooting with pistols, and mastery of bladed weapons. His expertise in these areas make him a formidable villain in the Young Justice universe.
With the meat.
The Reach. The Reach, an insectoid alien species initially allied with the Light and were also known as their partner. Millennia ago, they were powerful conquerors but signed a peace treaty with the Guardians of the Universe to cease invading uninvited worlds. They were rivals of the Krolotians, who suspected them of exposing their presence on Earth. The Reach conducted secretive experiments, abducting runaway children for meta-gene research. They captured heroes like Impulse and Beast Boy. Blue Beetle became their prized captive. Despite their public trust-building efforts, they continued their invasion in secret, hiding ships in the Mariana Trench. During a joint press conference with United Nations, tensions rose when Captain Atom used the Reach of abducting runaways. The ambassador slipped that the Justice League wanted criminals and used child operatives. When the War World threatened Earth, the Reach reluctantly defended it. They secretly set up shop in the War World, where they held captured heroes and villains in stasis. However, their plans were disrupted by the Justice League and the team. Blue Beetle, under Reach's control, foiled the Justice League but was later freed from their influence. The Reach lost control of the War World and the heroes took over. In a summit with the Light, tensions erupted, leading to revelations and betrayals. Aqualad exposed the Light's duplicity, causing the alliance between the Reach and the Light to collapse. The Reach tried to destroy evidence of their tampering on Earth with magnetic field disruptors, but they were thwarted by the combined efforts of Earth's heroes. The Reach fleet left Earth, escorted by the Green Lantern Corps, to face trial before the Guardians of the Universe, marking the end of their invasion attempts. Clarion, the Witch Boy. Clarion, a lord of chaos and one of the leaders of the Light, is an ageless being who's existed since the dawn of the universe, emerging alongside other lords of chaos and their counterparts, the Lords of Order, 16 billion years ago. Clarion's relationship with his fellow Chaos Lord Child was tumultuous for a long time. He has a history of causing chaos and destruction throughout, including a brutal massacre in the village of Atlantis around 10,000 BCE, where he slaughtered most of the inhabitants. He even tortured Vandal AlGhul, the village's founder, for 300 days, only to strike a bargain with him to suspend his attack. Throughout history, Clarion has continued to wreak havoc and ally himself with the Light, becoming its 7th member. He's been involved in various schemes and operations orchestrated by the Light, including the cloning of heroes and the theft of advanced technology. Clarion possesses powerful magical abilities, being a Lord of Chaos. He can manipulate reality, teleport, create magical constructs, and more. His powers are amplified when anchored to the earthly plane by his familiar, Icicle, and if she's harmed or killed, Clarion would be sent back to his home dimension. Clarion's powers make him a formidable adversary, and his chaotic nature adds unpredictability adaptability to his actions. Despite his mischievous and sadistic tendencies, he occasionally forms uneasy alliances with other heroes and villains when the situation demands it. In his recent escapades, Clarion embarked on a journey through time and space, seeking the right heroes to assist him in his endeavors, which eventually led him to work with Dr. Fate and other magical heroes.
This League, serving as our proxies, we are once again free to operate with impunity.
Vandal Savage. Vandal Savage, born nearly 50,000 years ago as the first metahuman, his life took a dramatic turn when he encountered a meteorite that granted him immortality and accelerated healing. Throughout history, Savage has assumed numerous identities, including Vandal AlGhul, Varljat, Marduk, Genghis Khan, and more. As Genghis Khan, he built one of the largest empires in human history and allied with Darkseid to conquer the galaxy. In the modern era, Vandal Savage founded The Light, a secret organization working behind the scenes to shape the world to their vision. He was disturbed by the emergence of superhero teams like the Justice League, believing they defied the natural order. In response, he reassembled The Light, consisting of influential figures from various fields, including Talia AlGhul, Lex Luther, Queen Bee, Ocean Master, Bane, and Clarion, the Lord of Chaos. Savage played a pivotal role in several key events, such as the creation of Project Rutabaga, the capture of Halo, who held the potential key to the anti-life equation, and the manipulation of political and superhero events to further the agenda of The Light. He even faced threats from Darkseid, the Reach, and powerful meta-human teams. Possessing immortality, rapid healing, and enhanced memory, his combat and strategic skills have been honed over his long life, making him a formidable opponent. Over the centuries, Savage's goals have evolved, from the dominance of Atlantis to the pursuit of power and influence on a global scale. His story is one of ambition, adaptability, and the enduring quest for control over the fate of humanity.
Not my assassins.
Master.
Rasal AlGhul. Rasal AlGhul, born 600 to 700 years ago in the Arabian desert, had a complex life filled with heroism, villainy, and intricate stories. He founded the League of Shadows, a secretive organization dedicated to shaping the world's destiny. In his pursuit of power, he became aware of Batman's true identity, hoping to make him his heir and mate for his daughter, Talia, despite Batman's refusal. Ras was a founding member of The Light, an alliance aimed at challenging the Justice League's influence on society. He held deep grudges, especially against Batman, and engaged in various schemes to further his goals. His powers were magnified by his use of the Lazarus Pit, a mystical pool that granted him immortality and regeneration. Ras once attempted to use a diamond lens to unleash a devastating death ray on the world, but was thwarted by Batman. After a fall from a launch tower, he was revived in the Lazarus Pit. Throughout his involvement with The Light, Ras orchestrated various plans, from sabotaging peace summits to raiding Cadmus and acquiring assets. He also played a crucial role in manipulating events that led to the Alliance's downfall, inadvertently working against them. In the end, Ras chose to part ways with The Light, leaving control of the League of Shadows in their hands. He remained a formidable force, still in contact with Vandal Savage, and continued to pursue his own agenda, occasionally offering help to those in need.
Including our mystery arbitrator, Lex Luther?
Lex Luther. Lex Luther, a brilliant and cunning figure in the DC universe, is not just a wealthy businessman, but also a mastermind with a web of influence. As the CEO of LexCorp and a founding member of The Light, Luther's facade as an honest entrepreneur conceals his involvement in various illegal activities, including black market arms trading. His connection to Cadmus and his involvement in Project Match and Project Kerr showcase his obsession with power and control. Luther even contributed his own DNA to create Superboy, a move aimed at making the young hero dependent on him. Throughout the Young Justice series, Luther's strategic expertise shines. He ordered the cloning of young heroes when they broke into Cadmus, initiated attacks on various fronts, and even manipulated events to discredit the outsiders. As Secretary General, Luther abused his power, imposing strict regulations on heroes and supporting metahuman registration. Despite his legal troubles, he remained influential within The Light, controlling Markovia and pursuing his own interests, such as obtaining kryptonite for his cyborg creation, Metallo. Luther's genius-level intelligence allows him to orchestrate complex schemes and manipulate individuals for his benefit. He's a formidable adversary who operates behind the scenes, pulling strings to achieve his objectives. Despite numerous setbacks and confrontations with heroes, Lex Luther remains a prominent and enduring figure in the DC universe.
That was careless, Alpha Squad.
Black Manta. Black Manta, the archenemy of King Orin of Atlantis, has a complex history. He initially served Ocean Master, seeking to infiltrate Atlantis by genetically altering his henchmen into water breathers. One of his henchmen, Calvin Durham, renounced for love. Black Manta is also the biological father of Calderam, conceived during a brief romance with an Atlantean named Charlena. His early conflicts involved attempts to steal a valuable sea star from Poseidonis. However, his plans were foiled by Aqualad, Calderam, and Garth. Later, he aligned himself with the Light, becoming one of its leaders. Black Manta's relationship with his son became more complicated when Calderam seemingly switched sides and joined his father's forces. Manta took pride in Calder's accomplishments and welcomed him back into the fold. This led to a series of missions for the Light, including capturing Blue Beetle and destroying Earth-Mars communication satellites. However, Calder was secretly working against Black Manta, and the truth about his father's identity was revealed. Black Manta joined the Light in confronting the Reach, and a chaotic showdown ensued. Eventually, he faced off against his son, Aqualad, but was defeated. After his imprisonment, Black Manta was coerced into joining Task Force X. He led missions to steal technology and capture supervillains, but was repeatedly foiled by heroes. Despite his antagonistic history with his son, Calder, their complex relationship continued to evolve. Black Manta possesses formidable combat skills, an array of advanced equipment, including the Manta Sub and Manta Flyer, and an armored suit with various capabilities.
You discovered where the parents and children came together for their playdate. You leased the house.
Lady Shiva. Lady Shiva, also known as Sandra Wusan, was raised in the League of Shadows. She became renowned as one of the world's deadliest assassins. Her dark path took a chilling turn when she gave birth to Cassandra, her daughter, whom she trained rigorously to be a lethal killer. Cassandra's upbringing was brutal, with Lady Shiva severing her vocal cords to make her communicate solely through body language. Lady Shiva's story takes a pivotal turn when she becomes the League's new sensei and the chief enforcer for the Light, a sinister organization. She assigns her daughter Cassandra to a mission to assassinate the Joker, but Cassandra's failure leads her to defect from her mother and join the Bat family. Throughout the series, Lady Shiva showcases her exceptional combat skills. She engages in intense duels, such as her fight with Katana, and even decapitates Ocean Master. She's a master of swordsmanship, wielding her Dao broadsword with finesse, and displays remarkable acrobatic abilities.
Send Vandal Savage this recording.
Joker. The Joker, originally a criminal known as the Red Hood, transformed into the iconic psychotic supervillain in 2000. In 2006, he launched a chaotic attack on the Justice League within the confines of the cave, aided by his bizarre monkey clowns. He later joined the Injustice League, unwittingly serving as a proxy for the secretive Light organization. The Injustice League, under the Light's guidance, orchestrated a diabolical plan involving the manipulation of plant creatures to unleash chaos worldwide, using Joker's venom spores to magnify their malevolence. The team eventually discovered the Justice League's headquarters in Bayou Bartholomew. In a climactic showdown, Joker faced off against Robin but was restrained by Batman, and his Joker venom was neutralized by Aqualad. Later, in a bid to gain the Light's respect, Joker launched an attack on the United Nations. However, his plans were foiled by the Bat family, who defused his Joker venom bombs by the time he finished monologuing. During the ensuing escape, Batgirl sacrificed herself to protect Joker from an assassin, and he was ultimately apprehended by Batwoman, Spoiler, and Robin. The Joker wields an arsenal of deadly toys, including knives and his infamous Joker venom, a lethal chemical that induces uncontrollable laughter until death. He also employs smoke bombs for his escapes, leaving chaos and confusion in his wake. The Joker's maniacal schemes and unpredictable nature make him a formidable and chilling adversary in the Young Justice universe.
Kyrie, Casey Kryptonian thinks he can frag the main man.
Lobo. Lobo, also known as the Main Man or Han Shou Lobo, is a formidable alien bounty hunter with a wild reputation. He roamed the cosmos without a fixed home, occasionally crossing paths with members of the Justice League. The Light hired him anonymously for a mission on Earth, where he had to capture or kill a Krolotian posing as Seng, and Lobo did so with his characteristic flair, battling Batgirl and Wonder Girl in the process. Later, a contract bot offered him a job to assassinate Forager, bringing him into conflict with Nightwing's group. Lobo showcased his superhuman strength and invulnerability while battling the heroes, refusing to reveal his employer's identity. He seemingly completed his contract by attacking Forager, unaware of Forager's clever deception. In another encounter, Lobo returned to Owings Mills, dealing with a miniature clone of himself born from his severed finger. He displayed his powers, including super strength, invulnerability, and regeneration. His signature hook gun and space bike, a rocket-powered motorcycle, were key tools in his bounty hunting endeavors, along with a portable computer belt that helped him communicate across languages. Chesa. Chesa, whose real name is Jade Nguyen, is the daughter of Lawrence and Paula Kruk, and the older sister of Artemis Kruk. Raised in a criminal environment by her distant mother and abusive father, Chesa trained alongside her sister to follow in their parents' criminal footsteps. In 2004, Paula Kruk became paralyzed and took the fall for her husband's crimes, resulting in her imprisonment. This event strained Chesa's relationship with her father, and she eventually ran away, leaving Artemis behind. Chesa adopted her mother's maiden name and joined the League of Shadows, where she became a highly skilled assassin with a reputation in the criminal underworld. She was involved in various missions, including attempted assassinations and covert operations. Her encounters with Artemis and the team revealed her conflicted loyalties as she struggled to balance her criminal life with her family ties. Chesa's story took a significant turn when she discovered she was pregnant with Roy Harper's child, Leon Nguyen Harper. Despite her initial reluctance, she left the League of Shadows and reclaimed her daughter. Chesa's journey continued as she tried to find a balance between her family life and her past as an assassin. Her skills included expertise in martial arts, marksmanship, poison use, tracking, stealth, and piloting. She used various weapons and equipment, such as her signature sai, collapsible swords, crossbows, flash bombs, and more.
If the minnow's under the size limit, I'll go fish for the whale.
Sportsmaster. Sportsmaster, also known as Lawrence Crusher Kruk, was once a member of the League of Shadows and served as the personal enforcer for the Light. His troubled family life includes being the father of Tigress and Chesa and the estranged husband of Paula Kruk. Sportsmaster and Paula were both assassins, and he raised their daughters, Jade and Artemis, with harsh and brutal training. His brutal training methods led to Jade running away, leaving Artemis to face his wrath alone. Sportsmaster later became a key player for the Light, handling tasks such as being Red Arrow's handler and extracting information from him. He also engaged in various criminal activities on behalf of the Light. Sportsmaster's powers and abilities include being an Olympic-level athlete with exceptional physical fitness, agility, and pain tolerance. He's a skilled martial artist, proficient in various sports, and a master of hand-to-hand combat. He possesses acute senses, multilingualism, and a vast array of sports-themed weaponry, including javelins, discuses, a hammer, knives, poles, sabers, and even a subsonic hockey puck capable of emitting powerful sound waves.
My mind clouding over. You!
Simon. Simon, a member of Queen Bee's metahuman task force Onslaught, played a recurring antagonist role in the Young Justice series. He was initially involved in studying an extraterrestrial sphere sent from another world, using his psychic powers to block the team's memories of the past 6 months to slow their interference. When attempting to erase Miss Martian's mind, they engaged in a fierce mental battle, with Superboy's help leading to Simon's defeat. Later, he brainwashed the president of Kurak, Ruman Harjavti, for Queen Bee, forcing the team's intervention. In a telepathic showdown, Simon subjected Miss Martian to her deepest fears but was ultimately overpowered, leaving him catatonic. Simon resurfaced after being controlled by the Riddler, trapping Nightwing's Alpha Squad. He was defeated, remaining comatose for some time. Upon recovery, he hypnotized his doctors and left. He led a villainous team, abducting runaways and stray teenagers for the partner, using his base in the Bialian desert. However, his plans were thwarted when Bumblebee and others defeated him. Simon continued to be a thorn in the side of heroes, manipulating events and occasionally battling them with his formidable psychic powers. These powers included telepathy, mind control, mental detection, brain blasts, psychic shields, and even telekinesis.
Which requires delicate handling. I have every confidence our new hire can handle the
Queen Bee. Queen Bee, the ruler of Greater Baalia and one of the leaders of the Light, emerged as a formidable antagonist in the Young Justice series. Around 2006-2007, she joined the ranks of the Light, a secretive organization with nefarious intentions. Her involvement in the Light's schemes became increasingly significant over time. Queen Bee's powers were centered around pheromone control. She could enthrall people, primarily those attracted to women, making them obedient to her commands. However, her power had limitations. It only worked at close proximity, affected only humans, and would wear off unless renewed. Her control relied on a combination of pheromones and a low-level psychic influence. Garlic pills and psychic interference could counteract her abilities. Throughout the series, Queen Bee played a key role in various plots orchestrated by the Light. She manipulated events, such as the cloning incident at Cadmus, the interference with extraterrestrial technology experiments, and the unification of neighboring countries, often using her powers to bend others to her will. Despite her scheming, Queen Bee's plans were eventually thwarted by the Young Justice team. Her reign of control and manipulation came to an end as her true nature was exposed, leading to her downfall.
You? You're Ivo? I'm whelmed.
Professor Ivo. Professor Anthony Ivo, a criminal scientist and the genius behind the creation of the android Amazo, was once a rival of Tio Morrow in the world of scientific innovation. Previously believed to be deceased after clashing with the Justice League, his resurrection marked a grave threat. Ivo unleashed Amazo to battle the League, intending to copy their powers. After the League dismantled Amazo, Ivo's monkeys stealthily stole its parts and delivered them to him in Gotham City, where he swiftly reassembled the android. Superboy, incited by Ivo's taunts, confronted him but was overwhelmed by Amazo. The fight continued at Gotham Academy, where Ivo watched as Amazo fought the young heroes. Superboy eventually confronted Ivo, forcing him to flee, leaving Amazo vulnerable to defeat. Despite escaping, the Justice League remained determined to capture Ivo due to his creation's threat. They apprehended him and imprisoned him in Belle Reve Penitentiary, where he worked while retaining his genius intellect and resistance to telepathy. Ivo was coerced into revealing Tio Moro's location, but unwittingly contacted Red Volcano instead. Later, Sportsmaster orchestrated Ivo's escape from Belle Reve to support the Light's sinister plans. In a series of events involving the Echinoderm project, Ivo's expertise played a crucial role, but his return to Belle Reve was hidden. As the Light assumed control of Belle Reve, Ivo's genius remained a valuable asset. Ivo possesses a genius-level intellect in cybernetics and robotics, known for creating his robotic monkeys, Amazo, and a robotic duplicate of himself. He also exhibits resistance to telepathic intrusion, making him a threatening antagonist.
You were warned, Mr. Jones. No one likes a crusader.
Black Spider. Eric Needham, also known as Black Spider, emerged as a deadly assassin in 2009, joining the League of Shadows. His journey in Young Justice was marked by a series of covert missions and encounters with young heroes. One notable mission involved an assassination plot orchestrated by Sensei, targeting Selena Gonzalez, the CEO of Ferraro Enterprises. Black Spider, alongside his allies Chesa and Hook, infiltrated Gonzalez's office. Kid Flash, Robin, and Aqualad attempted to thwart the assassination, leading to a fierce battle. Although Black Spider initially captured the heroes, they ultimately broke free, defeating him and Hook. However, Gonzalez fell victim to other assassins waiting outside. His criminal affairs continued, with Black Spider attempting to assassinate reporter Burnell Jones, only to be followed by Green Arrow and Artemis. Later, he pursued a target named Jakar Marlowe, but his accomplice executed the hit. Black Spider's skills included exceptional agility and hand-to-hand combat prowess. He wielded web shooters that could fire sticky webbing for various purposes, such as immobilizing foes or swinging from structures. His suit allows him to cling to walls and ceilings.
Enjoying family time.
Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze, whose real name is Victor Freeze, embarked on his chilling criminal career in 2003 at the age of 43. This cold-themed villain, known as an enemy of Batman and Robin, first made headlines when he attacked a Gotham Park with his deadly freeze cannon, encasing several families in ice. Robin valiantly confronted him, cracking Freeze's helmet and enabling Batman to apprehend him and confine him to Arkham Asylum. Later, Freeze managed to manipulate the legal system and declared himself sane, leading to his transfer to Belle Reve Penitentiary on September 16th. In Belle Reve, he collaborated with other ice-themed villains, such as Icicle Sr., to orchestrate a massive prison break. He equipped inmates with thermal jumpsuits and freeze weapons, masterminding a coup within the prison. However, his grand plan was thwarted when Superboy intervened and turned Icicle Jr. against him, ultimately causing Freeze to freeze himself to survive. Subsequently, mysterious ice fortresses emerged across the United States, with Batman and Flash suspecting Freeze's involvement, despite official claims that he remained incarcerated. Mr. Freeze's abilities revolve around his cold gun and refrigeration suit, which is vital for his survival unless he encases himself in ice. Mongol, an alien conqueror and tyrant, was once the commander of the mighty war world. His early life saw him overthrown from his home planet by another oppressive ruler. Mongol came into possession of the Crystal Key, which powered the war world, fueling his ambition to retake his position through galaxy-spanning conquest. Mongol attended the Justice League's trial, and when he learned of the Reach's presence on Earth, he grew displeased. The Reach warned him to stay away from their territory, but Mongol was undeterred, heading to Earth to eliminate it before the Reach could unleash their horrors. Mongol activated the war world's devastating weaponry, but the team, along with the Justice League, intervened. Despite his immense strength, invulnerability, and superhuman agility, Mongol was eventually defeated when Bumblebee redirected the war world's power, severing his control. Later, after being freed from his stasis cell by Arsenal, Mongol engaged in a fierce battle with Black Beetle. The arrival of Green Beetle ultimately led to his recapture. Mongol remained in stasis as other events unfolded, and his powers included super strength, invulnerability, and superhuman agility.
Time for the Injustice League to step into.
Count Vertigo. Count Werner Vertigo, a member of the royal family of Letava, was once in line for the throne until his attempt to kill his niece, Perdita Vladek, led to his removal from succession. As a supervillain and field commander of the Injustice League, Vertigo's thirst for power and vengeance fueled his villainous activities. Vertigo orchestrated a plot to assassinate Perdita at Star City International Airport. His plans were thwarted by Green Arrow and Black Canary. Later, he joined the Injustice League in a scheme to extort money from the United Nations by unleashing plant creatures on world cities. Count Vertigo possessed the power to manipulate the inner ear and central nervous system with his Vertigo Wave headset, causing disorientation and unconsciousness in his victims. He could also open boom tubes with a father box, providing him with the means to escape and carry out his sinister plans. His desire for the Vltavan throne persisted, leading to a convoluted plot involving Perdita's heart transplant, diplomatic immunity, and elaborate deceptions. Ultimately, Vertigo's schemes were exposed, and he found himself incarcerated with common criminals, enduring humiliation. In subsequent events, Vertigo aligned with the Bedlam Syndicate and Baron de Lam in Markovia, leading to clashes with the team. His powers and cunning made him a formidable adversary, but he was eventually defeated, captured, and imprisoned.
Just look what it has done for me.
Brain. The Brain, a medical and scientific evil genius, is one of the leaders of the Light. His early life was shrouded in mystery, but somewhere between 2006-2007, he became part of the Light's ranks. The Brain's most infamous experiment took place in Bwunda in 2008, where he and a group of scientists conducted horrifying experiments on indigenous gorillas. They implanted the brain of a female leader into an albino gorilla, creating the Ultra-Humanite. The Brain, in turn, had his own brain removed and preserved in a robotic container. Establishing the Gorilla SETI compound, they enslaved the gorillas through inhibitor collars and brain enhancements, even using their children as leverage. His villainous activities expanded further when he orchestrated the creation of Superboy clones in Cadmus, an operation later followed by Young Heroes. Throughout the series, the Brain schemes ranged from Cobra venom operations to manipulating intelligent animals and experimenting on them. Batman's suspicions led the team to confront the Brain in India, where a fierce battle ensued. The Brain eventually activated a self-destruct sequence, narrowly escaping capture. He remained a key member of the Light, involved in various plots against other supervillains. The Brain's robotic body was equipped with lasers, mechanical arms, and a thought-to-speech box, enhancing his already formidable intellect.
Admit it. You just enjoy playing with the meat.
Black Beetle. Black Beetle, an agent of the Reach, served as the chief of security during the Reach's invasion of Earth. He gained his nickname from Wonder Girl and was often referred to by this name. Black Beetle was a formidable warrior with a scarab that granted him a range of incredible powers. During his time with the Reach, Black Beetle played a key role in their operations on Earth. He infiltrated the Melina Island base and planted a bomb there, forcing a countdown that put the team and Justice League in a race against time. He also used his advanced technology to destroy threats, such as the Appalachian Golem attacking the Arlington nuclear power plant. Black Beetle's most notable battle was with Blue Beetle. Their fights were evenly matched, but their final confrontation resulted in a blast that separated them, with the room flooding. Black Beetle chose to save Shimmer from drowning rather than pursue Blue Beetle. He later faced off against the team once again, and this time they devised a strategy involving distraction and teamwork to defeat him with the help of Green Beetle. Black Beetle was deeply involved in the Reach's schemes to control Earth, including their efforts to manipulate metahumans and the use of the War World satellite. He was a formidable adversary, possessing super strength, incredible durability, and the ability to manipulate Reach technology. His armor allowed him to transform instantly, granting him a variety of weapons and tools, making him a formidable opponent. In the end, Black Beetle's plans were thwarted by Blue Beetle, who discovered his intention to destroy Earth. He lost his scarab in a battle with Jaime Reyes, and the Reach were eventually taken into custody by the Guardians of the Universe for their actions on Earth. Ocean Master. Ocean Master, also known as Prince Orm, was the resentful younger brother of Aquaman, born to the same mother. His resentment toward his brother led him to adopt the villainous persona of Ocean Master. In 2006 or 2007, he became a member of the Light. In 2008, he led an army against Poseidonis, defeating Aquaman but ultimately failing to conquer due to the intervention of young heroes Calderam and Garth. Ocean Master played a hidden role in orchestrating attacks on Atlantis, intending to move a frozen echinoderm to the surface world. His manipulation and betrayal were eventually exposed, leading to a confrontation with Aqualad, Superboy, and Miss Martian. Using Neptune's trident, he drained Queen Mira's life force until she was rescued. Orm's villainous activities continued as he aided the Light in various schemes, even participating in a raid on Cadmus. However, his identity as Ocean Master was eventually revealed, leading to his imprisonment in Atlantis in 2012 and his expulsion from the Light. After escaping prison 6 years later, Ocean Master sought revenge and planned the nuclear option. However, his mission was thwarted by Lady Shiva, who killed him on behalf of the light. Ocean Master possessed typical Atlantean abilities, including underwater breathing, temperature resilience, durability, and strength. He was also a skilled magic user, especially when wielding Neptune's trident. Additionally, he was multilingual, able to speak Atlantean and English, and wielded Neptune's trident as his primary weapon.
Lord Darkseid, I have done all I was tasked with.
Darkseid, a new god from Apocalypse and an ally to the light. In the 13th century, he attempted to conquer Earth but was met with resistance from Vandal Savage, then known as Genghis Khan, and his meta-human sons. Darkseid, intrigued by their abilities, allied with Savage. Their goal is to conquer the galaxy together, with Earth and Apocalypse destined for a final battle over universal domination. Darkseid's partnership with Savage expanded to the secret society known as the Light, where he supplied Earth with Apocalyptan technology through boom tubes. Later, when Savage stole the War World and warned against attacking Earth, Darkseid welcomed him as an equal. Darkseid's powers include the ability to project target-seeking beams from his eyes. He dispatched his son Calibac to assist Savage against an alien armada, solidifying their alliance. Furthermore, Darkseid and Savage joined forces to pursue the secrets of the anti-life equation, and their alliance grew stronger. Even after Superboy's supposed death, Darkseid became involved with Drewzard, who sought help in stealing the Phantom Zone projector. Darkseid agreed, providing resources while maintaining the truce between Apocalypse and New Genesis. He also welcomed new Furies, Black Mary and Supergirl, into his ranks.
First the elders, now the children. Mother box.
Granny Goodness, a formidable figure in Darkseid's empire, holds dominion over the orphanage and commands the fearsome Furies. Her duplicitous alter ego, Gretchen Good, masquerades on Earth as the founder of Good World Studios and a member of the Light, a cunning ruse to further Darkseid's nefarious agenda. In a twist of fate, Granny created a duplicate of herself using a device, enabling Gretchen Good's existence alongside her. Despite their covert earthly operations, Granny's schemes drew the attention of 5 Justice League members. Big Barda, one of her loyal Furies, led a confrontation against them, defying Granny's protocol. As battle ensued, Granny's determination to protect Darkseid's Ghost Dimension device led her to activate it, ensnaring everyone within its radius, including the Furies. However, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Hawkman thwarted her plan. In retaliation, Granny sent them dashing into outer space before making a swift escape. Throughout her dark exploits, Granny harnessed various devices, including the Mega Rod, a father box, and a cerebral leash for mind control. Her relentless pursuit of power continued as she sought to spread the anti-life equation. Eventually, her earthly separation from Gretchen Good was undone, and Granny faced defeat at the hands of the Justice League and team. Halo, freed from her control, played a pivotal role in thwarting the anti-life equation's influence. Granny's misfortune deepened as she groveled before Darkseid, blaming Vandal Savage for her failures. Despite her setbacks, she recruited new members into the Furies, demonstrating her resilience and loyalty to her Dark Master.
No matter how nasty you think you are, there's always
Gretchen Good, a doppelganger of Granny Goodness, had a deceptive presence on Earth. As the founder of Good World Studios and a member of the Light, she masked her true identity as a high-ranking official in Darkseid's empire. Gretchen first made waves with her Good goggles, promoting them in a live GBS interview. She pledged to help meta-trafficking victims in partnership with the Wayne Foundation, all while secretly plotting with the Light to handle Nightwing's team. Her public image took a hit when Aquaman accused her company of meta-human trafficking through the Good goggles. She shifted blame onto a deceased colleague, offering replacements to make amends. Garfield Logan saw through her facade and confronted her, leading to a tense standoff. Gretchen continued to display her sadistic side on the set of Space Trek 3016. Later, Gretchen's mansion became a battleground, with Nightwing and Black Lightning captured. Halo's mind-cleansing ability intrigued her, and she contacted Darkseid about it. Her quest for Halo caused friction within the Light, but Darkseid intervened on her behalf. Gretchen eventually obtained Halo and handed them over to Granny Goodness. As her duplicity unraveled, Gretchen fought the Outsiders and lost. She and Overlord merged, only to have their secret exposed by Vic Stone's video footage. Gretchen possessed invulnerability and super strength, making her a formidable foe. Her reign of deception eventually crumbled, revealing her true allegiance.
Is Drewzard, god scientist and chief torturer of Apocalypse. His experiments...
Drewzard, a new god hailing from the nightmarish realm of Apocalypse, is a sinister figure renowned as both a god scientist and the chief torturer to the service of Darkseid, the malevolent ruler of Apocalypse. In his early days, Drewzard joined Darkseid's quest to conquer Earth during the 13th century, recognizing the potential of Earth's superhuman warriors as valuable subjects for the anti-life equation. Drewzard emerges on Earth to supply Intergang with deadly apocalyptan weaponry, disguising himself among their ranks. He corrupts Infinity Man with a father box, attempting to eliminate Superboy and Wolf. However, his plan unravels as Superboy regains control and purges Father Box's influence. Throughout the series, Drewzard remains a loyal agent of Darkseid, working alongside the mysterious G, Gordon Godfrey, and collaborating with figures like Granny Goodness. He relentlessly seeks to further Darkseid's nefarious plans, including trafficking metahumans and extracting their powers. His chilling methods of torture and manipulation serve as a constant threat to Earth's heroes. Drewzard wields the formidable Father Box, a device of apocalyptic origin that grants him access to a variety of sinister powers and technologies.
IDs on Black Manta, Captain Boomerang, and Monsieur Mala, all of whom should be in Belrev prison.
Captain Boomerang. George Harkness, known as Captain Boomerang, embarked on his criminal career in 1996. However, his journey took a twist when he found himself incarcerated in Belle Reve Penitentiary and forcibly recruited into Task Force X. To ensure compliance, Amanda Waller had a coercive brain implant installed in Boomerang. Boomerang was a member of a squad under Black Manta's command. This mission was to acquire technology from and dismantle the Rocket Red Brigade. Their first encounter with the team resulted in a retreat after Boomerang impaled Halo with one of his deadly boomerangs. The shocking revelation that their opponents were the Justice League's covert ops team left them reluctant, but Waller's implant swiftly changed their minds. Despite initial success against the Rocket Reds, Task Force X faced defeat at the hands of the team and Reds. Aquaman ultimately turned Boomerang and his squad to Belle Reve. Boomerang later joined a mission to abduct Clayface from Bowhunter Security, which ended in another failure. His expertise lay in marksmanship with weaponized boomerangs, each possessing unique attributes such as explosives and desiccation fields. Amanda Waller's brain implant kept him in line, ensuring compliance with Task Force X's dangerous missions.
Drewzard. General Drewzard.
Drewzard was a Kryptonian general from the House of Zod. Before Krypton's destruction, he disagreed with the government's ties to New Genesis and plotted a coup. Jor-El and Zor-El imprisoned him and his followers in the Phantom Zone. Ursa, pregnant with Zod's child, remained with him in the zone. After Krypton's demise, the prisoners remained trapped until a projector was discovered in the 31st century, paroling them to Daxam. Unhappy with the red sun on Daxam, Zod relocated to a yellow sun world, gaining superhuman abilities. He led a revolt against the United Planets, thwarted by the Legion of Superheroes, and returned to the Phantom Zone. His son, Lorzard, time-traveled to prevent his parents' imprisonment, leading to a revised timeline. In the Phantom Zone, Zod encountered Superboy and formed an alliance. Zod's powers included super strength, invulnerability, and his time in the Phantom Zone allowed him to manifest flight, telepathy, and intangibility through his sheer willpower. He was a natural leader, a skilled combatant, and a brilliant tactician. His weakness was exposure to red sunlight, which nullified his powers.
I am Lorzard.
Lorzard was a time-traveling Kryptonian supervillain. His parents, General Drewzard and Ursa, were banished to the Phantom Zone for their betrayal of Krypton. Unbeknownst to them, Ursa was pregnant, and the Phantom Zone disrupted her pregnancy. Born thousands of years later on Daxam, Lorzard despised the House of El and sought to free his parents from the Zone, restoring honor to the House of Zod. He stole the Legion of Superheroes time sphere to eliminate Superboy, but was foiled, trapping the Legion in the past. Manipulating events, he sent Superboy and Miss Martian to the Phantom Zone, but believed he'd succeeded. Seeking Darkseid's aid, he aimed to free his parents. With Ma'ala for Ak and Mantis, they stole a Phantom Zone projector, but were thwarted by the Justice League and new guards. Reuniting with his parents on Trombus, Lorzard promised to help them conquer Earth. After a brief battle, they retreated to Earth, where Lorzard clashed with Superboy, but obeyed his father's order to spare him. He watched as his mother became the Emerald Empress and stood by his father's side as they confronted Superman. When Superboy refused to help, Lorzard pleaded for their deaths. Instead, they caused chaos in Metropolis, leading to their capture. Ultimately, Lorzard escaped through a time sphere, only to find himself trapped in a loop. His relentless pursuit of revenge ended in his fiery demise, orchestrated by Metron. Lorzard possessed powers typical of a Kryptonian exposed to Earth's yellow sun: super strength, speed, invulnerability, super hearing, heat vision, light and telescopic microscopic vision.
Arrow and Black Canary. The attacker was capable of studying, then duplicating the powers and abilities.
Amazo, an android created by Professor Ivo, possessed the remarkable ability to observe and duplicate the powers and skills of his adversaries. In his early encounter, Amazo clashed with Black Canary and Green Arrow, prompting Green Arrow to summon the Justice League for assistance. The ensuing battle was almost catastrophic, as Amazo replicated the powers of Superman, Captain Atom, Flash, Martian Manhunter, Red Tornado, and Batman. After a grueling 4-hour struggle, the League managed to dismantle Amazo. The League divided Amazo's parts into 2 trucks destined for separate Star Labs facilities. However, their mission was thwarted by the monkeys, who stole the parts and delivered them to Professor Ivo in Gotham City for reassembly. Superboy pursued the monkeys, leading to a showdown with the reactivated Amazo. With the timely arrival of Robin and Kid Flash, they outsmarted Amazo by attacking Ivo. Ultimately, Superboy destroyed Amazo, preventing it from switching between its mimic powers thanks to an arrow shot shot by an unknown archer. The robot was disassembled again and sent to Star Labs for further study. Another Amazo was later constructed, retaining its head and displayed at the Hall of Justice. Amazo's powers included mimicry of various heroes' abilities such as Black Canary's cry, Captain Atom's blasts, Flash's speed, Martian Manhunter's shape-shifting, Red Tornado's wind manipulation, and Superman's powers. However, he couldn't use multiple powers simultaneously. Furthermore, Amazo was bound by his master's directives and couldn't deviate from them. Bane, the supervillain, had his origins on the island nation of Santa Prisca, where he ruled and oversaw the production of the powerful strength-enhancing steroid known as Venom. His life took a dark turn when the island and his factory were invaded by the cult of the Cobra, leading to his defeat at the hands of Mammoth, a monstrous member of the cult. Bane managed to escape and sought vengeance against the Cobra cultists. His path crossed with the team, initially trying to manipulate them into helping him reclaim his factory from the Cobra cult. Frustrated by their failure, he turned against them but was ultimately defeated and apprehended. Later, Bane aligned himself with the Light and allowed them to use Santa Prisca as their base. Despite his intimidating abilities in hand-to-hand combat and marksmanship, Ben faced multiple defeats, including encounters with Aqualad and Batman. Batman and his allies infiltrated the island, leading to a fierce battle where Bane's reputation took another hit. Bane's abilities included expertise in hand-to-hand combat, marksmanship, resistance to telepathy, and multilingualism. He once relied on Venom for super strength and increased durability, but eventually stopped using it, realizing it held him back. Talia AlGhul. Talia AlGhul is the daughter of Rasal AlGhul and Melisande. Early on, her father sought a suitable heir for his dominion and initially paired her with Batman, with whom she shared a passionate connection. However, Batman ended their relationship, demanding she break ties with her father for them to be together. Seeking solace, Talia found herself involved with Matthew Hagen, who falsely professed his love for her. Hagen's true motive was to access the Lazarus Pit to cure his cancer, crushing Talia's heart. In a cold, calculated move, she led him to the pit and sealed him inside, concealing her true feelings. During a confrontation between Batman and Ras, Talia remained torn. Ras met his demise and she reluctantly helped revive him with the Lazarus Pit. The revelation of Hagen's monstrous transformation followed. Talia later watched from the sidelines as loyalists fought Nightwing's team, but eventually joined the fray with her son Damian. She encountered Chesa, discussing motherhood and family ties. As the story unfolded, Talia observed the reconciliation attempts with Chesa and Onyx. She watched in contemplation as a sense of family emerged among the shadows, all while holding her son Damian in her arms, a complex figure torn between her loyalty to her father and her role as a mother. Talia's powers include exceptional combat skills and knowledge of the Lazarus Pit's restorative properties.
How many ice villains does it take to screw in a light bulb?
No one cares, Nigma.
Yeah, of course
Riddler,
not.
Edward Nigma, known as the Riddler, embarked on his supervillain journey in 2008. Despite his penchant for riddles and charades, other criminals often dismissed him as a joke. However, he found a role as an agent and strategist for the Light, a sinister organization. While imprisoned at Bellevue Penitentiary, he tried to gain favor with Icicle Sr., but failed due to his reputation. During a massive prison escape, Riddler miraculously slipped away unnoticed. In a dimension devoid of children, Riddler infiltrated Gotham's Star Labs and secured the last sample of Starro. Alongside Sportsmaster, they presented it to the Light. Riddler later staged an ambush on the team, smuggling a Starro tentacle aboard the Watchtower as part of a larger plan. Riddler manipulated archaeologist Helena Sandsmark to unearth artifacts for the Light scheme. When she refused, he kidnapped her. The team eventually uncovered the artifacts, leading to a showdown with Riddler and Simon. In the end, Riddler surrendered a fake tablet of Destiny fragment to buy the Light more time for their nefarious plans. Blockbuster. Mark Desmond, formerly the head of Cadmus Labs' Washington, D.C. facility, had a dark past as an agent of the Light. He oversaw the creation of Superboy and worked on Project Blockbuster, an experiment to enhance human abilities. When young heroes breached Cadmus and freed Superboy, a chase ensued. In a desperate move, Desmond injected himself with the Blockbuster formula, turning into a hulking brute with super strength and invulnerability. However, he was defeated and imprisoned. Blockbuster later served the Light as muscle and guarded Aquagirl during a ritual to resurrect Tiamat. He was ultimately defeated by Aqualad and trapped by Clarion's magic. After being captured by Killstar, Blockbuster was imprisoned alongside other heroes and villains. He ultimately chose to stay with Killstar to fight powerful slavers across the galaxy. His powers included super strength and invulnerability, but he was vulnerable to electrocution.
As if you kids are who you claim to be. Please!
Parasite. Raymond Jensen, the villain known as Parasite, gained his powers in 2006. He clashed with Superman and was acquainted with Martian Manhunter. Intergang recruited him to steal components for a black hole device, leading him to join Haley's circus undercover. Parasite absorbed skills, like the strongman's in Madrid and Carlo's dexterity in Paris. To avoid the team's interference, he absorbed trapeze skills from Dawn Danger, tasting the Martian Manhunter's essence. He impersonated Jack Haley with Dawn's powers, successfully stealing more abilities, including Dean Danger's flight. Parasite assembled the device at the Large Boson Collider, but was weakened due to Martian weaknesses and ultimately arrested by Interpol's King Faraday. His power allowed him to absorb and use abilities, but came with their respective weaknesses. Ubu. Ubu is the loyal servant of Rasal AlGhul. Tasked with guarding a rocket launch for his master's nefarious plans, Ubu engaged Batman, overpowering him until Robin ingeniously disabled him by jamming a gas pedal with a fuel hose. After recovering from this setback, Ubu couldn't prevent Rasal AlGhul's fall from the launch tower, and he carried his master away, filled with remorse. Ubu later assisted Sensei in reviving Rasal AlGhul in the Lazarus Pit, enduring a beating from his enraged master. During a meeting between the Light and the Reach, Ubu battled alongside Rasal AlGhul and displayed emotion when his master was wounded by the Black Beetle. He vowed to resurrect Rasal AlGhul and escaped with him. Equipped with a grapple gun and an apocalyptic harness capable of launching electric charged discs, Ubu proved to be a formidable and unwavering servant in the service of his master's sinister schemes. Harm, a sociopathic supervillain, harbored a twisted quest for purity, a purity that leaned towards evil. In his dark past, he committed the unthinkable, murdering his beloved younger sister, Greta Hayes, to attain this sinister form of purity. His obsession led him to steal the sword of Beowulf from a museum and await the curator's fateful words to unlock its power. When Artemis and Zatanna, young heroes, caught his attention, he hunted them, hoping to sharpen his skills before targeting their mentors, Zatara and Green Arrow. However, his sinister plans crumbled as Greta's vengeful spirit lured Artemis and Zatanna to her grave. Overcome by guilt, Harm loses his heart to Greta, rendering the sword of Beowulf useless. Knocked unconscious by Artemis and bound by Zatanna, Harm awaited trial and psychological evaluation in New York. Though devoid of superpowers, Harm possessed impressive combat skills, honed through relentless practice. With the sword of Beowulf and a pure heart, he gained extraordinary reflexes, speed, and strength. Red Volcano. Red Volcano, a formidable robot with geokinetic powers, was brought to life in the Teton County lab by the brilliant T.O. Morrow. Programmed with the combined memories of Morrow and his Red counterparts, Red Tornado, Red Torpedo, and Red Inferno, Volcano boasted superior processing capabilities. Unlike his siblings, his mission wasn't infiltration, but annihilation. With a single-minded focus, he sought to unleash the supervolcano beneath Yellowstone to obliterate humanity. When the team ventured into Yellowstone to find Red Tornado, Volcano dispatched his brother to eliminate them. Undeterred, the team fought back, and Volcano attempted to trigger the Yellowstone caldera. Surprisingly, his siblings turned against him, plunging him into the very volcano he sought to awaken. Later, Red Volcano attacked Star Labs to secure Amazo's body parts. His rampage prompted Blue Beetle to intervene, resulting in a fierce battle. Ultimately, Blue Beetle triumphed by using sonic vibrations to shatter Red Volcano, leaving only his head intact. It was later revealed that Lex Luther had manipulated Red Volcano's attack to serve his own agenda. Mantis, a bug from New Genesis, initially led the Forest Hive, but later joined Granny Goodness's forces. He leads his fellow bugs in a disastrous encounter with an imposter, Orion, resulting in their defeat. Later, when confronted with new gods and earthers near his hive, he reluctantly cooperated to combat the fake Orion. Discovering that the imposter was Miss Martian's brother sent by Apocalypse, Mantis deemed all non-bugs as enemies, leading an attack. He eventually left his hive and worked for Granny Goodness. Captured by the Green Lantern Corps, he was imprisoned but later released. In a time travel mission, Mantis played a crucial role in retrieving the Phantom Zone projector, but he was ultimately defeated by Forager and taken into custody, facing trial on New Genesis. Mantis possessed bug physiology, but curled into a ball for high-speed attacks and wielded energy, staff, and armor. He also had an anti-gravity hover platform for flight. King Snake, Cobra. Jeffrey Burr, also known as King Snake or Cobra, is a self-proclaimed living god and the leader of the cult of the Cobra, a sinister criminal organization. He seizes control of Santa Prisca to concoct a dangerous drug blend of venom and Blockbuster serums. Offering Bane a chance to regain power, Cobra orchestrates a battle where Bane is defeated, validating his experiment's success. He contacts Sportsmaster for a deal. During a drug shipment exchange, the team intervenes. Cobra confronts Robin, sending Shimmer as his proxy. Robin is forced to retreat, but the team returns for a rematch. Kid Flash and Robin engage Cobra's henchmen while Robin confronts Cobra himself. Though Cobra initially bests Robin, he ultimately escapes. Cobra later plans a dark ritual involving his brother, Jason. Batman, Green Arrow, and the protégés intervene. Cobra completes the ritual, turning himself into a monstrous snake-like creature. However, the heroes thwart his plans and he disappears. In a subsequent encounter, Cobra's cult attempts to brainwash people, but they're foiled by the Outsiders, and Cobra is captured by Beast Boy. Cobra possesses formidable combat skills, stealth expertise, and knowledge of ritual magic for transformation. Mammoth, a former member of the cult of Cobra and twin brother of Shimmer, was once Cobra's champion. Injected with Cobra venom by Shimmer, he gained superhuman strength that even split his own skin. He defeated Bane single-handedly. Mammoth served as Cobra's muscle on Santa Prisca, but was defeated by Aqualad during the team's intervention. In other encounters, Mammoth stole Cobra venom, battled Batman and Robin, and confronted heroes during a Cobra ritual. He was defeated by Kid Flash's sleeping gas pellet and sent to Belle Reve Penitentiary. There, he aided in a breakout and fought Superboy. Later, Mammoth was captured by Killstar but was released when the heroes convinced Killstar to treat captives better. He helped defeat the Collector and was teleported back to Earth. Mammoth worked for Queen Bee alongside his sister and other villains, defending Baalian's interests. He remained an agent of Baalia, participating in their conquest of Kurak as part of the Team Onslaught. Mammoth possessed invulnerability and immense super strength.
You will be with her soon enough.
Abracadabra. Abracadabra, the foam magician, hailed from a mysterious future era where technology masqueraded as magic. His clash with the Flash exposed his deceitful trickery, forcing him to seek real magical powers. Partnering with Clarion, they kidnapped Kent Nelson, aiming to unlock genuine magic. Abracadabra showcased surprising abilities in a battle against the Young Justice team, necessitating Dr. Fate's intervention. Belle Reve Penitentiary became his new home, where he aided Icicle Sr.'s escape attempt. Later, he was enlisted by the Light for missions, including the liberation of Brick and Shade. However, the Justice League foiled their plans, leading to Abra's capture and imprisonment in Belle Reve once more. Clayface, originally known as Matthew Hagen, started as a shape-shifting supervillain, his monstrous mud-like appearance granting him the power to change his form. As a member of the League of Shadows, he prepared a plan to access the Lazarus Pit by dating Talia AlGhul, but his deceitful motives led to his transformation into Clayface. Clayface targeted the team, using his shape-shifting abilities to deceive and attack its members one by one. Batman intervened, using a taser to weaken Clayface, who dissolved into mud and was sent to Arkham Asylum. Later, he was infected with mind control nanotech and forced to work for the Mad Hatter. After being freed and given a second chance, Clayface, now known as Harlan Matthews, reformed and joined Bowhunter Security. He occasionally assisted the original team, refusing offers to join the Justice League. Clayface's powers included shape-shifting and the ability to fashion his limbs into weapons. He required constant hydration to maintain his form and was vulnerable to sonic attacks, though he eventually overcame his electrocution weakness.
Justice League. We are responsible for the attack.
Atomic Skull, also known as Albert Michaels, emerged as a menacing force in 2006, becoming a devout follower of the Half-Life philosophy. He's a formidable member of the Injustice League. In one encounter with the Young Justice team, Atomic Skull ventured to the Salt Flats in pursuit of stolen plutonium, but faced fierce resistance from Kid Flash. Despite obtaining the plutonium, he ultimately retreated, leaving it behind when the team rallied against him. Later, Atomic Skull and the Injustice League hatched a diabolical plan, unleashing giant plant creatures upon various cities worldwide, using Poison Ivy's flora, Cobra venom, and Joker venom, bolstered by cybernetic enhancements by Ultra Humanite. When the team confronted them in the Louisiana Bayou, Atomic Skull powered the plants but was apprehended by the Justice League. His formidable powers include emitting potent energy beams from his head, capable of incapacitating adversaries and empowering Poison Ivy's mutant plant life. Atomic Skull's malevolent pursuits continue to test the mettle of young heroes.
Genius.
Captain Cold, also known as Leonard Snart, hails from Central City and is a formidable adversary of both Flash and Kid Flash. His villainous career began in 2001, 9 years later, when he attempted to rob a jewelry store, only to have Kid Flash snatch away his cold gun while Flash swiftly subdued him. Captured, he was incarcerated at Belle Reve Penitentiary, where he aided in Icicle Sr.'s escape plot, only to be thwarted when his inhibitor collar reactivated. Later, a series of mysterious ice fortresses shrouding the United States in snow pointed to Captain Cold's involvement. However, it turned out that he was secretly powering one of these icy citadels. When Belle Reve fell under the Light's control, Captain Cold unleashed his cold gun to rob a bank, but inadvertently froze a superheroine bridal shower below. He faced the fierce heroines, but found no escape. Captain Cold's signature weapon is his cold gun, capable of shooting freezing beams, even encasing entire cars in ice.
You're looking at the Queen's brother, Baron Frederick Dam, head of Markovia.
Baron Bedlam. Frederick Dam, the former commander of Markovia security forces, had a dark secret as Baron Bedlam. He operated a sinister metahuman trafficking ring, using forced assistance from Dr. Helga Jace and inventing a substance called Tar to activate dormant metagenes. Dam kidnapped Princess Tara, activating her metagene and shipping her away. He later joined forces with Count Vertigo to gain control of their respective countries. After a tragic incident at the royal reception, Dam served as regent and imposed martial law, promising to vet Guarachi refugees for metahuman powers. He falsely accused Brian Markov of being responsible for metahuman trafficking, leading to a confrontation where Dam revealed his own metahuman abilities. Arrested for treason, he was eventually freed by Count Vertigo, launching a coup to claim the throne. The team and outsiders confronted him, resulting in a brutal battle where Geoforce ultimately killed Dam by forcing lava down his throat. Baron Bedlam possessed formidable powers, including stone skin, super strength, and invulnerability. His geological abilities allowed him to generate a protective layer of rock, providing enhanced durability and regeneration. Brick, a metahuman criminal hailing from Star City, often clashed with Green Arrow. His criminal journey led him to Belrive Penitentiary, where he joined Task Force X, a group of incarcerated villains turned government operatives. Notorious for overseeing illegal firearms imports at the Star City docks, Brick was once captured by Speedy using high-density polyurethane foam. In Belrive, he formed his own crew but answered to Capo Icicle Sr. During a riot, he threatened to kill Warden Amanda Waller, but was persuaded otherwise by Hugo Strange. In the prison kitchen, Brick mocked Count Vertigo, causing lunchtime chaos. The Light's control over Belrive led to a breakout attempt, with Brick playing a part. Brick and his crew planned to steal Good goggles, but were thwarted by heroes, including Nightwing and Arsenal. They were arrested once again. Transported to Belrive with Shade, they were ambushed by Sportsmaster, but later captured. Amanda Waller coerced Brick into joining Task Force X. As a member of Task Force X, Brick, with super strength and invulnerability, assisted in a mission to capture Clayface from Bowhunter Security, encountering challenges along the way. Icicle Jr. Cameron Marquand, also known as Icicle Jr., is a cryokinetic supervillain and a member of the Onslaught team. Born with cryokinetic powers, he struggled to live up to his father's legacy, who was another notorious villain. Icicle Jr. had a chance encounter with Artemis, but their paths would cross again later. In one memorable clash, he attacked a suspension bridge in Star City, seeking attention. Green Arrow and Speedy intervened, leading to a showdown. Icicle Jr. was eventually captured by Speedy. While in Belrive Penitentiary, he developed a friendship with Tommy Terror, actually Superboy in disguise, bonding over their shared disdain for their fathers. They aided Killer Frost's escape plan. Icicle Jr. was involved in a plot to cover the United States in snow with mysterious ice fortresses, powered by his cryokinetic abilities. Later, he worked for Queen Bee and took part in various criminal activities. His powers include cryokinesis, allowing him to create ice crystals and freeze the air to form obstacles. He can project ice beams and sling ice crystals with deadly precision.
Something familiar about his mind touch.
Ma'ala Fa'ak M'Kom Moors, known as Ma'ala Fa'ak, is a white Martian extremist. Born to green and white Martian parents, he and his sister M'Garn endured prejudice in Martian society. When M'Garn left for Earth, Ma'ala Fa'ak's bitterness grew. He plotted a white Martian uprising, adopting the name Ma'ala Fa'ak to strike fear. Apocalypse offered to aid in exchange for favors. His powers included shape-shifting, density shifting, camouflage, telepathy, multilingualism, telekinesis, and flight. Ma'ala Fa'ak manipulated the bugs against the new guards, clashed with Miss Martian, and caused chaos with a gene bomb. He later aided in a mission to retrieve the Phantom Zone projector, ultimately being sent to the Phantom Zone himself. His actions left a dark legacy in the Young Justice universe. Deadshot. Lloyd Lawton, a skilled marksman, transformed into Deadshot in 2000. Queen Bee hired him for a high-stakes mission. Perched on a tall building, Deadshot aimed at Ruman Hajafti, firing a rocket that lured Superman away. Miss Martian approached, but the rocket's diversion allowed Deadshot to strike with his wrist-mounted gun. However, his plan unraveled when Superboy intervened, forcing Deadshot to confront his invulnerability. Superboy's fury resulted in a brutal showdown, ending only when Superman stepped in. He delivered Deadshot to a hospital after the skirmish. Deadshot's exceptional marksmanship, armed with a bazooka and wrist-mounted gun.
Oh, beg some more. It's much sweeter that way.
Killer Frost. Killer Frost, whose real name is Crystal Frost, gained her ice powers in a science experiment gone wrong around June 2009. Her criminal career began when she attacked Pearl Harbor, but was thwarted by Aquaman and Aqualad, leading to her incarceration in the Belle Reve Penitentiary. In Belle Reve, she participated in a supervillain breakout, working with other ice-based villains to weaken the prison walls. She discovered Miss Martian's disguise and was frozen in an ice pillar by her. Later, Killer Frost was suspected of involvement in covering the United States in the snow with mysterious ice fortresses. She secretly powered one of these fortresses. During a prison ambush orchestrated by the Light, Killer Frost was sent to Siberia with Sportsmaster and Icicle Jr. to protect an artifact excavation and froze local villages as part of a side operation, only to be defeated by Superboy and Alpha Squad. She was also mind-controlled into fighting Infinity Inc. as part of Lex Luther's scheme to boost his metahuman team's popularity. Killer Frost's cryokinetic powers allowed her to create freezing blasts and encase her targets in ice.
Olympia, what is that?
You've come of age, Cassandra. As the door.
Cassandra Savage. Cassandra Savage, one of Vandal Savage's children and a member of the League of Shadows, was taken from her mother's home by Vandal at the age of 4. She grew to appreciate her father's intervention, believing he saved her from a mundane life. Cassandra's world changed when her sister Olympia revealed their father's long history. During an intense battle aboard the War World, Cassandra played a pivotal role in defeating an alien armada. However, when her sister became unstable, Vandal reluctantly killed her, leaving Cassandra horrified but understanding. Later, Cassandra joined Lady Shiva's training in the League of Shadows and became involved in a mission to defame the Outsiders. She then plotted with Shiva to infiltrate the team and steal Justice League intelligence. Using a glamour charm to feign injuries, Cassandra became embroiled in a web of deception and intrigue, ultimately leading to a confrontation between Shadows and team members. Despite her loyalty to her father, Cassandra's intentions remained enigmatic. In the end, she played a crucial role in executing her father's contingency plans, including Project Lifeboat and Project Thrynos, within the confines of the War World. Felix Faust. Felix Faust is a formidable alchemist and one of the world's mightiest magicians. When Clarion sought to fracture reality into 2 dimensions, one for adults and one for children, he summoned Faust along with other sorcerers. In the adult dimension, Faust defended a mystical pentagram, unleashing searing fire blasts upon the arriving Justice League. He briefly bested Red Tornado before succumbing to Dr. Fate's might when the worlds were re-emerged. Faust's powers stem from his mastery of magic, enabling him to wield pyrokinesis, conjuring and manipulating flames with chilling expertise.
Cobra Venom's got nothing on good old Joker Venom.
Black Adam. Born around 1300 BCE, Teth Adam became the powerful Black Adam in 1276 BCE, initially seen as a hero. Later, he aligned himself with the Injustice League. During a confrontation with the team, Black Adam displayed his intimidating powers: flight at incredible speeds, super strength capable of tearing apart structures and defeating heroes, super speed, and invulnerability. Black Adam, along with Count Vertigo, guarded the Injustice League's headquarters and injured Kid Flash in a battle. When the Justice League intervened, he surrendered and was imprisoned in Belle Reve. Later, he found himself trapped in a crystalline cell with other heroes and villains after being captured by Killstar. After the captives escaped, Killstar's mission to fight slavers piqued Black Adam's interest. He decided to stay, intrigued by the promise of a glorious battle.
To step into the light. Admit it. You can't.
Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy, a supervillainess and Injustice League member, emerged in 2006, having clashed with Batman previously. She made an audacious plan, creating monstrous plant creatures laced with Cobra venom, Wotan's magic, Ultra Humanite's tech, Atom Skull's energy, and Joker's venom to ransom world cities. When the team intervened, Count Vertigo trapped them, but Robin and Miss Martian outsmarted Ivy. Despite her attempts, Ivy couldn't defeat Aqualad and Artemis. Enraged, she aimed to annihilate the team, but Artemis and Robin's teamwork prevailed. Upon the Justice League's arrival, she surrendered and was imprisoned in Belle Reve. Later, Ivy revealed the Injustice League setup by the Light to the Joker. Her powers include chlorokinesis, allowing her to control and manipulate plants. Ultra Humanite. Ultra Humanite, a former male scientist turned supervillain, is a cunning member of the Injustice League and the Light. In a bizarre twist, he transferred his brain into a woman's body. He once battled the Justice Society of America and the All-Star Squadron. In 2008, Ultra Humanite, alongside a group of scientists, conducted sinister experiments in Bwanda. They enslaved gorillas, using brain procedures and Cobra venom enhancements. When the team infiltrated Bwanda, he allied with Brain and Grodd to capture them, but failed. The gorillas turned against him, revealing their telepathic abilities. Later, Ultra Humanite joined the Injustice League and orchestrated global plant attacks. He fought Superboy and Wolf, but surrendered when the Justice League intervened. Eventually, he joined the Light, working to further their sinister agenda. Ultra Humanite possessed a unique set of equipment, including a thought-to-speech box, a father box for boom tubes, and a large gun with golden bullets. His complex character and formidable powers made him a formidable adversary in the Young Justice series. Wotan. Wotan, an immortal Viking sorcerer, is a member of the Injustice League. Over centuries, he honed his sorcery, engaging in battles with powerful foes. He once clashed with Dr. Fate in the early Justice League, challenging Zatara before his League affiliation. His nefarious plan to use the Amulet of Aten to blot out the sun drew the Justice League's attention, leading to a showdown. Wotan's magic-powered plant creatures worldwide, forcing the team to confront them. Miss Martian intervened, defeating Wotan and his cage, but a fierce battle ensued. Aqualad, equipped with the Helmet of Fate, dueled Wotan to a stalemate, later subdued by Zatara. Wotan resurfaced when Clarion summoned him for a world-splitting spell. He guarded the pentagram but was defeated by Dr. Fate when the dimensions merged. He further participated in Project Thrynos, training a magic-wielding clone. Wotan's sorcery grants him the ability to conjure objects, deflect magic, create energy constructs, and unleash lightning and fire bolts. He also possesses the power of flight. Tuppence Terror. Tuppence Terror, the twin sister of Tommy Terror, forms the villainous duo known as the Terror Twins. They both sport thick southern accents and hail from non-supervillain parents. Despite being just 3 minutes younger than her brother, Tommy affectionately calls her Lil Sis. Their criminal escapades began when they attempted a robbery at the Central City Mall's Gemini Gems. Kid Flash and Superboy intervened, leading to a hostage situation. The brawl spilled into the mall's car park, where they encountered Superman and the Flash. Outnumbered, they fled, chased by Superman. This pursuit ended in New Orleans, where Superman and Martian Manhunter finally apprehended them, equipping them with inhibitor collars for a plan to infiltrate Belle Reve Penitentiary. At Belle Reve, the twins clashed with the team, and Aqualad attempted to lock them back inside. Later, Tuppence was captured by Killstar and held captive alongside various heroes and villains. After their escape, she joined Earth's heroes in a fight against Killstar, leading to their release. During a clash with Blue Beetle and Impulse, Tuppence and her brother were outwitted. They later infiltrated the team's headquarters, apprehending Beast Boy and Impulse. Tuppence continued working for Queen Bee as part of Onslaught. At an abandoned mall, Onslaught oversaw a meta-human auction and arena fight. They clashed with Nightwing, Tigress, and others, but Geoforce and Tara intervened. Tuppence was later coerced into joining Task Force X, led by Black Manta, and participated in a mission to capture Clayface. Their flyer was shot down by the Bioship, and they were defeated by Bowhunter Security. Tuppence and Tommy possess super strength, allowing them to lift heavy objects and engage powerhouses like Superman and Superboy. Their durability lets them withstand powerful blows with minimal damage. They also boast super leaping abilities, allowing them to jump great distances and heights. Tommy Terror. Tommy Terror, twin brother to Tuppence, is the other half of the notorious duo, the Terror Twins. Their southern drawl added a sinister charm to their criminal exploits. A rampage through 3 states climaxed in New Orleans, where Superman and Martian Manhunter apprehended them. Inhibitor collars secured their arrest, paving the way for a team infiltration of Belle Reve Penitentiary. Tommy later clashes with the team before being acquired by Killstar and imprisoned in a crystalline cell alongside other heroes and villains. A rescue operation led to their liberation as Killstar revealed his mission against slavers. Tommy joined forces with Onslaught, working under Queen Bee. They oversaw security at a meta-human auction and clashed with Nightwing and Tigress. His super strength and invulnerability made him a formidable foe. His powers included super strength, allowing him to battle powerhouses like Superman and Superboy, super leaping for incredible jumps, and invulnerability to withstand blows from these formidable opponents. Tommy Terror's journey continued, filled with crime, clashes, and challenges. Monsieur Mala. Monsieur Mala, once a simple gorilla in the service of the Brain, underwent a remarkable transformation. Kidnapped and surgically enhanced by a mysterious couple, his intelligence soared, and he betrayed his own gorilla troop to serve his newfound master. Mala guarded the Brain's sinister experiments and clashed with heroes like Captain Marvel. In Buunda, he fought alongside the Brain, Ultra Humanite, and Grodd, attempting to thwart the young heroes of the team. Despite his loyalty, Mala often found himself blamed for failures due to his superior intellect. When the Light raided Cadmus and battled the team, he was defeated and imprisoned in Belle Reve Penitentiary, later joining Task Force X. Mala participated in various missions, facing foes like the Rocket Red Brigade and Clayface, but his luck often ran out as he faced defeat after defeat. Hugo Strange. Professor Hugo Strange served as the resident psychiatrist at Belle Reve Penitentiary, appearing as a trusted aide to Amanda Waller. Secretly, he was an agent of the Light, a shadowy organization. After Waller's removal, he became the acting warden. Strange orchestrated a prison breakout with Icicle Jr, smuggling cold-resistant technology for the convicts. When the inmates took control, he remained with Waller as a hostage, dissuading threats from Brick. Eventually, the escape failed, but Strange was named the new warden, satisfying the Light. He covertly monitored team interrogations and aided in the temporary release of Professor Ivo. Later, when Belle Reve fell under Light's control, Vandal Savage instructed Strange to open all doors, cementing his allegiance to the nefarious group. Hugo Strange's cunning manipulation plays a vital role in Belle Reve's dark chapter. T.O. Morrow, android. T.O. Morrow, an android replica of the original genius scientist, carried on his creator's work with a twist of duplicity. Partnering with Brom Stick, they built Mr. Twister to capture Red Tornado. Luckily, Morrow's foresight spared him as the android duplicate of Brom was destroyed by Miss Martian and the team. Morrow's motives remained unclear, but his actions attracted the attention of the Light. He retrieved Jim Lockhart and exhumed the body of Donette Riley, reviving Red Inferno and Red Torpedo. Red Torpedo and Red Inferno battled the team on Morrow's orders, leading Red Tornado to confront his creator. Morrow disassembled Red Tornado to extract his memories. However, his creation Red Volcano turned on him, leading to Morrow's demise. His genius intellect and robotics expertise defined him, creating a legacy of androids and chaos.
$1 billion in bullion, Ugly. The old creep's gear performed as advertised.
Whisper Adair. Whisper Adair, a cunning criminal with a mysterious past, was once part of a team attempting to rob the Metropolis Federal Reserve by tunneling beneath it. However, their heist was foiled by Superboy and the Forever People. When her boss, Bruno Mannheim, abandoned her, she was captured. Under the influence of Dreamer's mental powers, she revealed their true boss, Drewzard. Whisper later joined forces with Mannheim in his quest to strengthen Intergang. She played a key role in driving him to the Hall of Justice. There, she encountered an apocalyptic device that merged 4 Appalachian husks into a powerful golem. This creature kidnapped Mannheim and Whisper. Superboy and Blue Beetle intervened, destroying the control device and incapacitating Whisper and her associates. They left the Intergang leader and his lieutenant bound and non-responsive. Despite setbacks, Whisper continued her criminal activities, armed with apocalyptic devices and long red energy whips, planning to sell stolen war bugs on the dark net. She, along with Cairo DeFrey and Scorpio Adair, terrorized Brooklyn, Maine. The Outsiders thwarted their plans, deactivating the war bugs and apprehending the trio. Krolotian Captain. The Krolotian Captain, a leader in the Krolotian operation on Earth, witnessed the Justice League's rampage on Rimbor in 2010. He orchestrated a daring theft of Zeta beam technology from Sardath's lab on Ran, enabling his people to infiltrate Earth and study its inhabitants and the elusive metagene. When the team infiltrated their base, he initially ordered an attack, but then decided on evacuation and ship destruction. In a pursuit led by the captain in a mech, he eventually captured Miss Martian and Beast Boy. Superboy intervened, defeating the captain and liberating the captives. Miss Martian probed his mind for information, leaving him catatonic as their ship abandoned them. The captain was also killed in piloting the Krolotian mechs.
The food chain, the big dog, the prison capo. My father.
Icicle Sr. Icicle Sr., a cryokinetic supervillain born in 1925, defies his age due to cryotechnic technology. He cared little for his son, Icicle Jr., only summoning him when needed. Imprisoned at Belle Reve Penitentiary, he rose to lead the inmates and was a friend of Lawrence Crux. In mid-September, he orchestrated a mass breakout with fellow ice-powered villains. Although they didn't escape, their actions served the Light's goals. Later, mysterious ice fortresses covered the US. Batman and Flash suspected Icicle Sr.'s involvement. Hugo Strange denied it, but Icicle Sr. secretly powered one fortress. During a team ambush at Belle Reve, controlled by the Light, Vandal Savage ordered Hugo Strange to open all the doors. Hook. Hook is an assassin affiliated with the League of Shadows, known for his deadly skills. He joined Black Spider and Chesa on a mission from Sensei, targeting CEO Selena Gonzalez of Ferrano Enterprises. They captured heroes Kid Flash, Robin, and Aqualad during a fierce confrontation, but were eventually defeated. Selena Gonzalez managed to escape, but fell victim to other assassins. Hook and Black Spider were briefly imprisoned, but escaped. Later, he was involved in an attack on Serling Raquette, clashing with Miss Martian. His weaponized hook and martial arts skills posed a threat, but Miss Martian turned his own hook against him. Hook ended up at Belle Reve Penitentiary, aiding Icicle Sr.'s escape attempt and guarding Amanda Waller's office. Icicle Jr. froze him, Abracadabra, and Professor Ojo. Following a prison ambush, Hook's fate remained uncertain in the Light-controlled facility. His weapon of choice was a lethal hook connected by a chain, and he displayed proficiency in martial arts. Professor Ojo. Professor Ojo, a shadowy figure, once served the League of Shadows. His sinister role involved imprisoning Serling Raquette and operating the League's deadly weapon, the Fog. Despite Raquette's rescue, Ojo secured the Fog's power. He unleashed it on Miami Beach University and Star Labs, succeeding at the latter but thwarted by Robin at Wayne Tech. Superboy confronted him, crushing the eye on Ojo's helmet. Captured, Ojo transmitted stolen data to the League of Shadows and the Light. In Belle Reve Penitentiary, he allied with Brick's crew and clashed with Icicle Jr. During a breakout attempt, Ojo guarded inhibitor collar controls only to be defeated. With an advanced helmet, he fired energy blasts from his eyes, and even in captivity, his cunning persisted. Sensei. Sensei is a former League of Shadows member and associate of the Light. He executed missions ordered by his masters, including targeting former Cadmus associates and pushing Dr. Serling Riquette to complete her project. Sensei masterminded various schemes, even overseeing the resurrection of Talia AlGhul in a Lazarus pit, which inadvertently brought Clayface back to life. He allowed Red Arrow to become a freelance member of the Shadows. Eventually, Sensei was replaced by Lady Shiva, and the organization moved to Santa Prisca. During an encounter with young heroes on a deserted island, Sensei showcased his formidable combat skills, agility, and resistance to pain. He wielded Reiko's sword and shurikens. Sensei's life took a turn as he sought redemption, helping Chesa and Onyx recover from their shadow past. They accepted his aid, meditating together in an unexpected twist. Match, also known as Project Match, is a xenomorph in the first attempt to clone Superman. Created as part of Project Match by Cadmus, Lex Luthor's ambition was to have Superman meet his match, but it resulted in failure due to his complexity of replicating Kryptonian DNA. Match's imperfect sequence rendered him uncontrollable, and he was concealed deep within Cadmus. Superboy eventually discovered him and released Match, leading to a brutal showdown. Match, armed with full Kryptonian powers, was subdued by Jubilex and taken to Xenomorph City. Later, Match found himself entangled in various conflicts, including encounters with Batgirl and the Outsiders. Despite multiple imprisonments, he was eventually freed and joined Onslaught. With powers mirroring Superman's, including flight, heat vision, invulnerability, and super strength, Match remained a formidable force, bolstered by a special solar suit that allowed him to absorb yellow sun radiation even underground. His turbulent journey exemplified the relentless pursuit of replicating the Man of Steel. Rictus, a laconic killer, was assigned by Lady Shiva alongside Black Spider to retrieve Cassandra in Young Justice. They infiltrated Tigress's hideout, with Rictus targeting Cassandra Savage in her cell. A brawl ensued, halted when Lady Shiva held Orphan hostage. After learning Section 16 had gone silent, Rictus eagerly hunted Tigress, Cassandra, and Onyx. Infiltrating their headquarters, she joined Shade and Black Spider to confront the intruders. When a battle in the dark erupted, Rictus focused on Tigress and faced Orphan, who severed her limbs. Rictus, with cybernetic enhancements and super strength, could reassemble herself seamlessly. Mr. Twister, a creation of the brilliant minds T.O. Morrow and Brom Stick, emerged as a menacing figure. Brom Stick's powered suit was designed to manipulate weather and generate destructive tornadoes akin to Red Tornado. Initially, he planned to wear the suit to reprogram Red Tornado, but was convinced otherwise by Morrow. Instead, a lifelike android replica was crafted to carry out the task. This android, resembling Brom Stick, wreaked havoc at Happy Harbor power plant, mistaken by the team as a test by Red Tornado. Mr. Twister astounded them with elemental manipulation, forcing them to unite in a coordinated effort to defeat him. The suit's capabilities included controlling whirlwinds and generating lightning strikes, posing a formidable challenge before its eventual destruction by the team. Shimmer was once a member of the cult of the Cobra alongside her twin brother, Mammoth. Injected with Cobra venom, Mammoth transformed into a hulking monstrosity. Shimmer was ordered to combat Robin, and their fight ended in her defeat. Later, she attempted to steal a dagger for Cobra, but faced opposition from Green Arrow and Artemis, though she managed to evade capture. Her loyalty to Cobra led her to partake in a ritual, but heroes intervened and she was ultimately defeated. Sent to Belle Reve Penitentiary, she worked in the laundry room. Involvement in a planned breakout ensued, yet she was recaptured. Shimmer's involvement with Queen Bee led her to be sent to the Reach, where experimentation awakened her powers. She could transmute elements into gas with a touch. Zviad Barzovi. Zviad Barzovi is the United Nations ambassador for Markovia and a member of the Light. He was present during an attack on the UN General Assembly by the Joker, which was thwarted by the Bat family. At a UN summit, he announced the ban on vigilantes entering Markovia without government permission following the murder of King Victor. During Markovia's turmoil, Zviad advised King Gregor to exile his brother Brian, which eventually led to Brian taking the throne. Zviad showed his loyalty to Brian, even defending his controversial actions to the public. He later joined the Light, contributing to the meta-human program's success by using his psionic powers to subtly manipulate people's behavior. Zviad's unique ability is his limited psionic power, allowing him to influence individuals and nudge them toward their darkest impulses, making him a cunning addition to the Light's ranks. Blackbriar Thorn. Blackbriar Thorn was an intimidating druid and one of the world's most potent magicians. Clarion, the cunning witch boy, summoned Blackbriar Thorn along with Felix Fa, wizard, and Wotan to enact a spell that aimed to fracture the world into two dimensions, an adult and a child dimension. In the adult dimension, Blackbriar Thorn and his fellow sorcerers guarded a mysterious pentagram. When the Justice League intervened, he ensnared Batman within a colossal tree, a temporary restraint soon broken. Joining forces with other wizards, he attempted to breach Zatara's formidable force field. However, Blackbriar Thorn's exceptional magical abilities centered primarily on the manipulation of plant life. Despite his power, he met his match in Dr. Fate, who subdued him after the worlds were reunited. G. Gordon Godfrey. G. Gordon Godfrey, a controversial GBS pundit and host of the G. Gordon Godfrey Show, gained notoriety for his vehement opposition to the Justice League and its alien members. His disdain for extraterrestrials became evident as he broadcast a UN alien attack, highlighting the Krolotian presence on Earth, leading to his criticism of the League's alien members. Godfrey initially praised the League for distributing devices to track alien presence, but questioned their secrecy. He later expressed his disapproval of an Earth-Mars communications satellite and disrupted a press conference, doubting humanity's need for alien connections. Despite his anti-alien stance, Godfrey surprisingly supported the Reach's open approach at the United Nations. He lambasted the League for concealed dealings, even accusing them of spying with the Watchtower. Godfrey's TV segments revealed League secrets and showcased his preference for the Reach and Lex Luther. He even appeared in Reach drink commercials. He interviewed the Reach ambassador, uncovering their lies about a hidden fleet. Leading a protest against the Reach, Godfrey announced Seng's resignation and endorsed Lex Luther for Secretary General. He later met Darkseid alongside Drewzard and discussed martial law with Baron Dalam. Godfrey interviewed Gretchen Good and criticized her Good goggles. After her company's involvement in meta-human trafficking came to light, he interviewed her again, expressing skepticism. Despite this, Good pledged to make amends. When Lex Luther faced allegations from Troyer, Godfrey interviewed him, discussing oversight. He covered events involving the Outsiders, ultimately supporting their actions against Luther's factory. Godfrey's role in shaping public opinion made him a pivotal figure. Marvelous verdict. In Young Justice, the villains are a complex and diverse group, each with their own motives and ambitions. From iconic antagonists like Lex Luther and the Light to emerging threats like the Reach, their presence constantly challenges the young heroes. Through their relentless pursuit of power and world domination, these villains serve as the crucible in which the heroes of Young Justice forge their identities and grow stronger. As the series unfolds, it becomes evident that the villains are not just one-dimensional adversaries, but mirrors reflecting the complexities of the heroes themselves. In this dynamic struggle between good and evil, Young Justice delivers a powerful message about the enduring battle for justice and the importance of unity and resilience in the face of formidable foes. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.